Very nice. So now we have this, but for the password we have some little more things that we need to add. So after the input here, after this particular one, we have this prefix icon, which is this lock. Then after the prefix icon, we can also be able to have another icon. Therefore, when you are typing something inside the password, you can see it's supposed to be real a password. All right. So to do this, all we just need to do is on this particular one, we have to add another, which is called suffix. So suffix icon. So suffix icon, we have icon button like this. So on press, we want it to do something for us. All right, so on press, we don't want it to change anything. All you just need to do for the on press, you just return we are going to return a function for the on press. So this is how we create the function. Then the icon we are going to use for that particular, after the on press, we are going to use an icon, but for now let's just get rid of the icon. Or rather, let's just do this. The icon we are going to use, we have to create a state variable. So now to work with this, there's just something that we have to do. But first of all, let me show you how the icon look like. All right, so here the icons, we can say icon so open round bracket and close, as we create icons the other time. So this is going to be icons dot let's use visibility, something like this. Okay, that's all. Then for this particular one here, here we are expected for the on press. Let's format this, therefore you can see it clearly. All right, so in this on press, let's say we use print, let's say pressed. Okay, so that's the on pressed. What we mean by the on pressed is that whenever the button is pressed, that is this particular button. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so now we can complete the remaining informations inside this. But before we do that, let's create a variable at the top, which is going to help us to switch the view of the password. Okay, so come down here, we'll create a variable, call it bool, that is boolean variable. So we can call it password visible. So password visible is equal to false, like this. Okay, so now we can utilize the password here. We can utilize the variable here. So to use the variable on this particular one, here inside the suffix icon, that is this suffix icon, we have the icon button. After this, we have the unpressed. So unpressed, we are going to set a state inside this unpressed. So let me remove this. So we'll say set state. Set state, that means we are going to set a state of this variable. So password visible is not. So this is going to be changing the state of the variable password visible, like this. And put semicolon at the end. So that's the state. This is for the unpressed. Then for the icon, let me get this icon off from here. So here inside this suffix, I will use the icon here. Okay, so that's cool. Then this button, it's supposed to be this way. For example, when the icon is clicked, so the unpressed supposed to be after this icon. Okay, so we'll have to cut this unpressed from here. then here comma, then we'll paste it here. So let's reformat this. Okay, so now we are getting it cleared. So now after the icon, this is the icon here actually, but this is still not that alright. It's still not that alright. We have the icon here. Alright, just trying to figure out the little issue we have here. Alright, so here have to cut this like this. So we have to pass the password, that is this particular password variable, which is password click. That's the name of the password, that is to check this password we created here, this particular password here. That's the one that we are going to use here. So if the password, then what to do is we have a question mark. We are going to use something like ternary operator. So we say icon dot visibility. Okay, then we do this, else it is now going to switch it to this different icon, which is icon visibility off, like this. I will explain this further, therefore you can understand it carefully. Okay, so now we have this variable is sounding to be not recognized, so we have to work on it. All right, so after this, now put comma, then we have color. So the color we use colors dot gray, like this. Okay, so now we have everything intact. Let's do this. If you are using Android Studio, you can see this icon is for the visibility, while this particular icon is for the visibility off. Okay, so now here we have one little error, which is this particular variable icon. All right, so let's load this. Okay, so we cannot load it because we have this error. So this is going to be same variable we are using here. All right, so here is just a simple thing that we can all fix it now. All right, so let's remove this. Yes, that is where we have the error, because the input decoration, since we are going to be switching between the visibility and the visibility off, so that means we are not supposed to make it to be constant. So that is it. So now let me refresh this. Okay, so you can see we have the two. All right, so now next thing to do is we have to make it work perfectly for us. All right, so to do that, all we just need to do is, after the input decoration, this particular one, after this input decoration, all we just need to do is something called obscure text, that is going to make the input to be hidden. So obscure text it is only going to be displaying if the state of this is not visible. All right, so that's the essence of what we do. So now let's reload it again. So here we have this. All right, this is initially how it is. If I reload it now, you can see whatever things I type, if I click on this, it is going to display the content. This is going to hide the content. So that is it. So now we are done with this. I think what we just need to do next is, before we go far, we can just add, let me format this code. We can add a button. So this is the container, this is the close of the container, put comma. So let's just add a button. So before adding the button, we have to add size box. So size box. So the size box, the height of it, we can put it to be, let's say 20 this time around. So below it, we are now going to have elevated button. So anytime you want to add a button, this is what you do. So elevated button, it has on press. So the on press, we are not going to do anything less. We can just return a simple function. Then the child, that is what we are going to return as the child. So we can just return a text. So the text we are going to return, we can call it login, like this. So make sure to make this to be constant, like this. Okay, so that's it. So now let's reload this. Yes, we have this. So that's very nice. If we like, we can make some little, we can add some little style to the text. So the text, you can say style. We want to put text style. That's the widget we want to use. So we can change the color. The color can be colors.black. We can use colors.black, something like black 54. It can be any color. So that's for this. So let's now reload it. Okay, so that's the text color for that particular login. So I think everything is intact now. So now let's reformat the code. We have our login page. Okay, we have the login page. All right, so I think the video is a little bit long, so we have to stop here. In the next lecture, we will now continue with the final designing of the login screen. So see you in the next lecture.